Hello everybody and welcome back again. Like I said last time, today we're going to go scouting. Plant some radio towers so we can see where we've been better. Figure out where we're going to put our giant, massive supply depot. Other than that, it's going to be a lot of just talking, monologuing type thing. But like with all great projects, gotta start with the first shovel. In this case, first foundation. But luckily we got the smart foundation and we can go out quite a ways. A lot farther than I figured. So let's just see where 150 gets us. Anyway, figured that with all this walking around, just do some chatting one side. Okay, that's gonna get a little loud. But anyway, what I figured is that, well, today on the recording is also the first day that Cyberpunk is able to be played. So for you that are playing that as well, hope you're enjoying it. I know I'll be trying it either later tonight or even tomorrow. We'll find out. But I've heard really good things about it, so I can't wait for it. Okay, so this is where 150 gets us. Let's see, where's that map? Not quite. So we want to be over here somewhere. So, not that button. Spin, spin, spin. Shift. Nope. Control. Okay, there we go. Shift. 150 got us to here. So let's just see what 250 gets us if we can even get that far. We've got plenty of concrete, so. Boop. And away it goes. Like I said, a lot of good games coming out. Even considering that everything's been going on. Willow's leg there. But the other day I seen an announcement that DICE is pretty much pulling everyone in for the new Battlefield. And so, I know I'm looking forward to it. But then at the same time, that's where my gripes are starting. Loved Battlefield 3 and 4. It was awesome. Can't really complain too much. Battlefield 1, it was good. I like the fact that they went to World War I to kind of give us a new, fresh era. But the one biggest gripe I got about Battlefield 1 and DICE, well, not so much DICE. I mean, it is, but it isn't, but whatever. Their vehicle respawn. Now, granted, I haven't played that game since it came out. So, if it's changed, it's changed. I don't know. I haven't gone back around to it. But then they kept the respawn system for, I guess it'd be Battlefield 5. As well as how you modify vehicles, I guess would be the way it's called. Didn't care for that either. Oh, this is really out there. But it is getting us out to where we're going to want to be. Maybe. Well, anyway. And so, I guess those are pretty. Again, I haven't played it since it came out, so if things have changed. Oh shit, 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 oh shit. I didn't get. Okay. So. I don't have any of them in here, do I? Nope. Okay, so go this way. Go this way a ways. Come on. Let's go. You can do it. Run! About here. This looks good. So, 6. So now I need you. You. Places. Spot. Boop. I'm gonna fall off this damn thing. Boom. And well, that is about right where we want to be too. So now, get our little cheat machine out. There it is. Now let's go and fix your mistake. Hopefully we don't go too far and actually die. That would be pretty bad. We can do it. We're almost there. Almost there. And we're free. Whew. Oh, crap. How did I miss one? Hope it's just one. Okay. Now that little adventure is done, get back to our corner over here. And what was it again we were talking about? Oh, right. But the Dice's new battlefield looks, would be my guess, be probably a modern. But then again, who knows? There was no real, I guess, any kind of whatever you want to call it, exactly what era they were going to be in. So my guess is, like I said, it's gonna be modern just because that kind of seems to be the thing now. At the same time, I'd almost put money on them making some kind of battle royale like COD and Player Unknown, H1Z1, and all those others. But at the same time, that also brings up another gripe. Yeah, I think we're pretty good distance away. Anyway, this gripe is with how they handle some of their things. Because usually when I play, I like doing the sniper. Just because anyone can run around close quarters. That's easy. Nailing a cross map, yeah, that's a little harder to do without any aim bots of any kind. Especially if it's on a run. That kind of adds another little feather to the hat. But anyway, my biggest gripe, again, has to deal with DICE nerfing the guns. Why? Because people are complaining. What they're complaining about is how people are running around close quarters and using sniper rifles. Well, that's to be expected when you're able to add iron sights, red dots, and 4x scopes to a sniper rifle. And I don't mind them nerfing certain, close quarter guns, because that really helps even everything out. But when you go and nerf a sniper rifle, especially when it's myself, you don't play that often. So once you find that gun, that's your baby. That's your go-to. That's what you use every single time. And right off the top of my head, I can't remember what it's called. I'll try and put a picture up of it. But from what I can remember, is that I would run bipod, because sniper, that's what you do. You can't. But anyway, I had the bipod and the variable zoom and the rangefinder. Obvious reasons, the rangefinder and the bipod. But I like the variable zoom, and I think my base scope was either the 14 or the 20x, depending on what map I was on. So basically I'd be zoomed out in the 14 or 20, again depending on the map. Had my big bore, which I nicknamed it, because if I remember right, it was like 416 caliber. Not quite a 50, not quite a 338, right in that sweet spot right between in the middle. But anyway, I'd use we'll just say the 14. Find the other snipers or guy on a rooftop or something. Zoom into the 40, bang, pop, boom goes the watermelon. It works great. Until I took some time off, played some other games with my buddies. We decided to go back. He's popping off rounds with his new gun, which, if I remember right, was the same caliber. I also had that gun unlocked. Unfortunately, at the time, I didn't have the bipod, so I was popping rounds off left and right trying to hit something. I was hitting, but it was taking a while to get the kills to get the bipod. Well, enough about that gun. Anyway, like I said, if you haven't guessed already on this little rant, it's about how they nerfed it. They nerfed the big bore without changing the description. And from what I can remember, like I said, this was a long time ago. I mean, they already made 2 more games since they nerfed the big bore. But anyway, they never changed the description of the big bore. And in the description, it said, one shot lethal above the waist. And this was the last gun outside of any DLC gun that you unlocked in the sniper or marksman or whatever, recon or whatever class it was. And it was my beloved rifle. There are many like it, but this one is mine type of thing. And both me and my buddy, before the second rifle came, our second little baby came out, we were unstoppable. I'm talking like Mark Wahlberg and Shooter, kind of unstoppable. Ironically, it's the same rifle from Shooter that they modeled off. Of course, for copyright reasons, they called it something else, blah, blah, blah. But this is starting to get long, ain't it? Let's go straight from here. But anyway, they never changed it because when they nerfed it, unbeknownst to me, I'm sitting here lined up on a shot. Of course, you know, rangefinder doesn't let you zero exact. And if I were somewhere in that 800-900 yard. So I kind of get it to where I think I need it to be. Pull the trigger. Now this is where you're able to tell the difference between a seasoned vet, battlefield vet, and any kind of noob. Because you're seasoned, will sit there, keep watching through the scope, his round, see where it is, and adjust from there. And if you're working in tandem, like me and my buddy, once you watch the round, if you miss, okay, you walk out, reload. Well, at that time, while you're reloading, you obviously can't see your target, so your buddy's watching, or he's let a round go off downrange, and he's watching, and then by the time his round gets downrange, either hits the target or misses, you're already looking back through your scope, and you just boom, 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 back and forth, back and forth. And so what happened was, I'm watching my round, it hits. Not a headshot, unfortunately. Hits upper body. Should have been a kill. It wasn't. So my buddy, he gets the kill. I'm like, well, what the hell? See another guy, bang, pop. He takes off running. What the hell? Third guy, bang, pop, takes off running, buddy kills him. That's when we discovered that, hey, they nerfed Big Bore. So after that, Big Bore went in the closet to get dusty. Hasn't been out since. And again, I know all developers do that, trying to even the playing field. And COD is horrible with it because outside of Warzone, their maps aren't really true sniper friendly, unlike Battlefield. Well, depending on the game mode, I've always played Conquest, Capture the Flag, because of the fact that you got huge maps, great for sniping, love sniping, and the added challenge of the bullet drop, which COD has introduced finally. I don't know how integrated it is, but I can tell that it needs work. But it's a step in the right direction for COD. Or depending on whether you're Treyarch or Activision, if you ask me, they both won the same stuff. Where exactly am I? Okay, so we got a tower here. Tower here. Where are we at? 60%? Well, now we gotta figure out what I want to do from here. Because, I mean, we are going in the right direction. We want to try and get up in here. In order to get up to here, we still gotta keep going north. To go north, which, this way, we gotta keep going up. This place just really sucks. Okay. Huh. Here do it. No, just for the sake of simplicity, we'll go up. And of course, COD, between Warzone and their version of Conquest. Yeah, vehicles. Again, needs more work compared to DICE's Battlefield. It's getting there. It is what it is. But that also, again, okay, I just gotta quit talking about that. Because to me, Battlefield is all about big maps and vehicles. Otherwise, it's COD. Shake and bake, it's COD. And, well, since we're still ranting, I'll just keep ranting. One of the things I've noticed between now, all this is just going to be Battlefield 3 and 4, because that's, like I said, I haven't played 1 or 5 since they were released. But where was I going with this? Oh yeah. When sniping, there are 3 kinds of people. Your seasoned vets, your wannabes, and your CODs. Obviously, the CODs, well, they play both Battlefield and COD. And you can tell them, because when you're trying to shoot at them, well, they're trying to shoot back. They're using the straight pull bolt. They might have the rangefinder or not. Who knows? But they ain't got the bipod. They ain't crouched. They ain't laying. They ain't shooting from behind cover. They're out in the open, dancing around, jumping, blah blah, missing. About the only time they actually hit you is when you're not looking at them, or they got an aimbot. You can really tell when they got an aimbot when they only got an 8x scope on a very big map and trying to hit you from 1,000 plus. Well, I wouldn't even say that. I'd say an 8x at 750 is about the best you can do accurate. Just because, well, that's not very big scope for that far. So, let's see, we'll go with 50 and see what that gets us. So, when you got people like that, that's also, again, where it's kind of nice having 2 people. Shooter, spotter. We can blow that tree up. And so, that way, you know, you and your buddy are banging away, trying to pop them. Now, your noob snipers, they're the ones that have the bipod, or they could have the straight pull. That comes down to personal preference. But let's see, 4 out of 5 use the bipod, because they understand, hey, one less button to press, especially when it's your thumbstick. If you go with your defaults, makes aiming a little bit easier when you're trying not to keep pressed and move. And then, of course, you got your vets, which rangefinder, bipod, and shoot from cover. And boy, do I got stories about shooting from cover. But I think those will have to wait for a different story, different time. Okay, so I'm thinking we're going to put another blah blah here. This good. Good two. Okay. Well, we got some time here. Some of the more, let's get out of the doom and gloom here. Some of the funner times had both 3 and 4. Now, this is where all you skeptics are going to be like, well, if you don't have any video, it never happened. Well, sorry. Like I said, take what I say with a grain of salt. Whether you believe it or not, well, that's up to you. But one of the times, very few, where I got MVP. Me and my buddy is Battlefield 3. It was a lot harder back then. Especially when you were just a casual, like we were. But what happened is, it was actually on one of the small maps. Me and my buddy actually enjoyed it, even for a small map on Conquest. Well, anyway, we hopped in, and the ticket count was, I think, like 500 some to 300 some. We popped in on the American side, the winning side, mind you. So, all right, so we hopped in. We're on the winning American side. Americans or Russians in Paris. Interesting. And like I said, it's a small map. And I'm sure some of you probably know which one I'm talking about. And we're sitting there. My buddy's off doing his thing. Since we had the map on lockdown, I was going to change up some of my classes. So I'm sitting there in the menu, just changing some things around. All of a sudden, my buddy just starts cussing up a storm, left and right. I'm all like, whoa, what's going on? And all I know is we've been team switched. So I look, sure as enough, we're now on the Ruski side. That don't make me happy. So, told my buddy, say, all right, time to put big boy pants on and do this. So, I grab my 240 Bravo. He grabs his, what did he use? I think he goes with the 60. No, he goes 249. I go slow, he goes fast. Anyway, so we go. And we push as hard as we can, trying to get down the wall, past the bus, and kind of take the sides, those side street, take the, whatever you want to call it, the little side stairs to see. Took a while, but we finally took C. And instead of trying to hold it, because only an idiot would do that in this situation, we pushed for A, which is also on the same side. From the Russian side, it's on the right. So we're pushing hard on the right. Just me and him. Well, everyone else, both teams, didn't really think about all that much. Because they were all pushing the main area. The old Abrams shooting the T-72 to hell. And there we were. Just me and my buddy. Pushing on the right. And we would get A. And we decided to try and hold A as best we can. Well, apparently some team members are catching on. Realized, hey, someone captured A. Because by this time, they already recaptured C. So we pushed back to C. Where did that go red? There's green a bit ago. Anyway. So, we're like, whatever. Oh, excuse me. And as we were, wow, nice, wow. Minimum clearance, 100%, requires elevation, no proximity overlap. Surrounding offline, not used. Oh, interesting. Okay, so got to start there. And so we then push to B. Of course, this whole time, just raining the lead down. Just pull the trigger, shoot from the hip, yippee-ki-yay type of thing. And apparently, it was enough that, well, let's see. Got to backtrack. We got C. Team was able to hold A long enough for us to get C. Team spawns at C. Team spawning at A. Starting to get a little push now on them. Now the Americans are starting to think, these riskies are starting to get good. So from C, little trial there, but we managed to get ourselves over to B. Took B. Lost A. Grabbed A. Lost B. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Managed to get D somewhere in that back and forth. So now at this point, we got A, B, C, and D. Now it's our turn to put the Americans on lockdown. As me and my buddy were still running around back and forth trying to mop up the holdouts. Game ends. We figured we lost. We're like, well, good job. Put up a hell of a fight. Well, needless to we know, not only did we win, we won by 3 tickets. Down by 300. Okay, mind you, we were way behind ticket count. We were bleeding tickets real fast. And somehow, not only did we pull a win, I got MVP. No, that's not just MVP on the team. That's MVP on the server between both teams. My buddy got second. Unbeknownst. Next thing I know, I hear a ding. Got a friend request from the server admin, along with a message saying, did not expect that to happen when I made room for my friends. Yeah, sent a little message back. It's like, neither did we, but we fought a hard fight. And so, like I said, as well as a friend request, he also made the two of us moderators for the server. Obviously, we impressed him pretty good. Although I should say it was a fluke, because I am not that good. Unless we go way back to my heyday. And I was that good. But that's just how it is sometimes. Just get lucky. Other times, it's not luck, it's skill. And with that, we're going to have to end this one. Because I'm rambling. And I'm not really accomplishing what I was expecting. Except we did find this area. Right here. Not where I wanted to be. Still got to get up to here somewhere. my power plant's over here. Actually, I'm thinking it's going to really end up over being built out here. Just because, thinking realistically, that's about where it's going to have to be. Either out here or wherever the hell. That's another thing. We might just go out and explore out here. Figure out what exactly is out in here. Because we may just take materials from here. You know, kind of like what we're doing right now. Just supply train it. From here over to here. Power. And whatever's left over. Because there's going to be leftover. Remember, we're using the Mark IV Pros as well as the Mark III Turbo. And there's oil. About twice as much oil as there is to the other raw materials. Now, I don't mean like, you know, there's 81 raw material, so there's twice that. No. I'm saying for every iron, there's 2 oil. So you got like 1 iron, 1 copper, 1 quartz, etc., etc. 2 oil. So we probably really could just take everything from here, and that be our whole factory. But that's not what we're doing. That wouldn't be a mega factory then. It'd just be a factory. Because, like I said, we're going to have a hell of a supply depot right around here. And because of that, we're going to have a lot of little factories spread out around. And so, once we kind of figure out where this is at, I think we'll just go right over here. Kind of right there. Meander our way over that way. But we'll meander our way over there in the next one. So, until then, we'll see you later.